You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 150 of East Central Indiana's favorite podcast. I'm Jeremiah Morrell. Today I am joined by one of my favorite co-hosts, Chase Peyton, producer Chris Guffey, and my forever co-host, Mr. Dakota Davis.
Today's episode features the return of fan favorite Mr. Mark Brim, the founder of the Wayne County, Indiana Square Body Club.
I wouldn't call myself the founder. I would
We
say
will
that
call
I
you.
promote them.
We will call you their
the
greatest
founder.
spokesman.
I also call you a friend of Farmer Brad and a friend of everyone.
For all your pasture poultry needs, visit farmerbrad.com.
We are going to be talking to Mark today about Henry County and the recent resolution passed by the Henry County Commissioners in regards to the Second Amendment sanctuary. Also, we are going to be talking about all of the newcomers to Henry County politics, or some of them newcomers. Some of them have been around a while, but they
We got some
filed
retreads
to run for office. Because the deadline is done. If you wanted to be a Republican or Democrat this time, then you lost your shot. So we're going to be talking about those folks. If Mark Brim's going to be running for Congress, and then Joe Biden is done, right?
All right, we're going to find out. We're going to talk about it.
Did he die?
Yeah, he's with
pretty
Kobe.
old.
He's with Kobe now.
And John Andretti.
God.
And Orson Bean.
Yeah, it's been a rough month, huh?
And soon to be Kenny Chesney.
What?
Oh, I hope so.
This is slanderous. This show is about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you. Other times we'll make you laugh, but hopefully you'll always learn something new. There's a game people play, Two Truths and a Lie. I'm pretty sure that there were that was like 50-50 there. I don't even know. We're glad to be back with you guys. The Patreon side was problematic. We had a little bit of an audio issue in the Patreon, so they were our crash test dummies. There's a Patreon audio side available. And then if you want to sync it up yourself later, you can push play on the video on your TV and then turn it up on your phone or your surround sound off the podcast and sync us up. It'll be like going back to the old timey movies.
Yeah, it'll be like a 1980s Japanese movie.
It'll be perfect.
Yep.
It'll be perfect. You'll see me and Mark and Chase walking around, talking, and you and Guffey pulling wires and thrashing, trying to get us back on the air.
And we succeeded. We're here now.
It was fun. We're here
with audio.
All right. So we have to thank those folks.
Oh, we have a lighting problem, though. Yes, we have to thank the people on Patreon. Patreon.com/Boss Hog of Liberty is how you can support this show monthly. Our stickers are in. If you signed up for Patreon and you've been waiting for us to send you a die-cut sticker in the mail, I have been waiting for the fine folks at Sticker Mule to send the stickers to us. So, those will be coming in the mail. There are all kinds of different tiers for Patreon that you can sign up at any level, starting at $5 a month. If you sign up at $50 a month, $50 or more a month, then we give you a shout out every episode. Those folks are Christy Avery, Chris Lamb, Craig DaCosta, Jonathan Phillips. A lot of hard consonants in these names. You know,
they're strong names.
They are.
I want you to know, Jeremiah, that what was it, about a month ago when I saw you at Montgomery's with my family?
Yes.
Christy Avery was with you.
Yes.
And all my family thought that was your wife.
Christy Avery is a lovely woman, and I would be blessed to have Christy Avery. But, I'm married to the lovely Sarah Potter
All
Morrell.
I'm saying, Sarah, is they were standing very close to each other.
But Christy Avery is a catch.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
The only thing that's wrong with her is her taste in football teams.
What did your family think of me?
They said you told them that you...
Did the word intense come out?
They said he mentioned his age a bunch. And that was about it.
That was all?
Yeah, I think they liked you. They were intoxicated.
They were entertained.
So.
I was entertained.
Yeah.
It was...
You saw my uncle pissed by the truck.
Yeah. It was a good time. It was basically Christy Avery. I believe Sarah was with us. Guffey. Guffey wasn't there?
No, I left.
Zach
Mason.
Burcham was down there.
I left after the
I
concert.
think Mason was.
Not the concert, but the stand-up show.
I don't know. We went to Juice in the Morning podcast deal and had a fun time. And then ran into your crew.
I wanted to say real quick, a huge thank you. We already said thank you to the Patreon folks, but a big thank you to everyone that listens to the show, because we've had this month has been insane. Like the past 4 or so weeks.
Since about the 1st of January, we have been off the charts.
We have done very well. Our ratings are huge. Everyone's saying it. Everyone's telling me that this is the biggest podcast in Indiana. So thank you to everyone who has supported us along this journey. We also have T-Chip stores for your Boss Hog of Liberty merchandise. BH001, 2 or 3, tchip.com. You can search for those, find T-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve tees. I think there's some tank tops. It's about to be springtime, hopefully, according to the old groundhog. It's supposed to start warming up after it drops down to 4 degrees tonight. So
we're on the way back up.
And
What a
in
liar.
anticipation of Valentine's Day, your Boss Hog of Liberty lingerie.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh.
Even the
I don't
edible
know if
line.
T-Chip
The
does that.
Mark Brim edible line is
Yes.
coming out. We're very
Yes.
excited about that. I don't know why you wanted the blackberry flavor, but we got it.
What would our lingerie look like? Would it just be like a bunch of our faces?
I was just going to go with logos.
Yeah, I don't. You don't have to.
I think it should have our
Faces.
faces.
Chase.
on
I
it.
don't. Chase. I don't
Where
think you need
are
to make
the-
it weird.
I would wear one of Jeremiah's face.
Well, that's funny
Is this
because I'd wear the one with Chase's face.
Is this edible as well?
Probably.
Oh.
We
So-
could make it edible.
Speaking
I feel
of
like this is something you get made at Kroger with like the screen print on the cakes.
Speaking of lingerie, speaking about lingerie, we're doing a fundraiser right now where we are encouraging all of our listeners to donate to the Special Olympics Polar Plunge fundraiser here in Henry County. Chris Guffey, producer Chris, is going to drop a link in the live stream. This is our last live show for like 4 weeks.
For a minute, yeah.
So you gotta, if you're wanting it right now, if you want to donate, you need to do it right now. Click that link that producer Chris is putting in the chat, and help out a really good cause for the community. It's a great thing. Speaking about another good cause too, is our guns are free here in Henry County now.
So you've got some news. I was not at the courthouse last night to hear what happened, but I guess the Second Amendment group, based on what Greg Taylor had introduced earlier this month, the state senator, a bunch of communities started saying, "Hey, we want Second Amendment sanctuary counties where your sheriffs and your local officials are going to protect you from any sort of a state enforcement, gun confiscation, gun grab."
Second Amendment sanctuary counties it started to become nationally known because of everything that's been going down in Virginia.
Because Obama's going to take your guns.
Well, not Obama over there, just the Democrats in general, the socialists and communists and all those evil folks. No, but they in Virginia with all of the gun laws that were recently passed in Virginia. If you look at a picture of Virginia right now, if you do a Google search for Second Amendment sanctuaries, Virginia, you're going to pull it up, and it is absolutely amazing because there's only a few small black dots where there are no sanctuary laws already put
I'm just
down.
going to go out on a limb and guess that it's where the people are.
Yeah, where
the
all
populated cities
all
are the ones where they
urban
don't have it.
areas. Correct. So that kind of brought this into the forefront in national news. And then State Senator Greg Taylor filed Senate Bill 203. We talked about it here whenever Tom Saunders was on the show. Tom said, "Yeah, that's not going to go anywhere, so you don't have anything to worry about."
Saying that the restrictions that Senator Taylor had promoted are not going to happen.
Right. Correct. But regardless, there are some folks that on the county level in Henry County said, well, regardless, what if the majority changes in the state of Indiana and then all of a sudden
You want some protection, right?
Yeah. So they brought this up to the commissioners, started a Facebook group to try to get support. I think that Guy Relford, the gun guy from WIBC, I think he's in the group.
Okay.
He just started that Second Amendment project as well. They're trying. He and Jim Lucas are trying to get as many counties as possible to become Second Amendment sanctuary counties, and the commissioners looked at a resolution, looked at all of their options. Last night, they decided to pass a resolution saying that the county was in support of the Second Amendment.
So if I were to buy a rocket launcher right now, the government couldn't come and take it away from me?
Well, if Second Amendment sanctuary counties, they only apply to new gun laws. So any gun laws that were in effect prior to the sanctuary status being applied still would apply.
So I should take it back.
But it would be any future ones. So yeah, you wouldn't have your rocket launcher. I don't know. Are rocket launchers legal for the public?
I'm sure it is illegal. But
You
let me
gotta
ask
have
you, so
some tax
they
stamp.
passed this resolution. That means we're good. We don't have to worry about it anymore, right?
Well, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I saw there was a lot of confusion in that group. I'm a part of it. They passed a resolution. They did not pass an ordinance. An ordinance would be the legislative action that the governing body would take. The resolution is just stating the county's opinion.
Yeah.
That is it. There's no legal authority behind a resolution.
That's like when you declare it's officially Mark Brim Day here in the county, and the county recognizes that, and we're going to give you a nice certificate, and it is your day. But there is no law that says it's Mark Brim Day. It's just, hey, we said this. That's essentially what it's a proclamation.
They're just pandering.
So, well, how I thought about it
putting on a
was
show, at
it was the way that the commissioners could get the people that were fired up about this, on fire about the issue, to go home and not think about it anymore, not say anything anymore. And it was also the easiest way out for them to take. They didn't have to worry about it. But if, say, Senate Bill 203 passed through the Senate, the House, for some reason Governor Holcomb signed it into law, then yes, in Henry County, the magazine ban would go into effect. You'd have to be 21 to buy a rifle, which are all the things that were in Senate Bill 203. That would still happen in Henry County because we are not a Second Amendment sanctuary county, as I understand it.
Chase, do you think this is something the county should be working on, or do you think it matters?
I like the people who are like, we need our guns to protect against the government. And I'm like, you have drones. Because you're all just going to get droned to death.
Hold on. What about the Taliban fighters in Afghanistan who
we've been over
have
there
waged
20
wars
years.
against the Soviet Union, kicked back the Soviets, and they fight back against the American forces with all of our might?
What if you fought back against the drones with a commercial drone pilot?
But we're way too
Only
lazy
we
to
knew
do all
an
that.
FAA certified commercial drone pilot.
Do you have a guy?
I think I do. For more information on commercial dronography, go to farmerbrad.com.
He's being serious. Farmer Brad's a good guy. We just ate some of his chicken for dinner.
Ate some of his chicken,
He even
And?
sponsored us for a while. We had his logo on our screen for a couple of episodes.
and he'll drone you with his thing. If you want an overhead,
Now I don't want to beef with Farmer Brad or chicken with Farmer Brad, but
be foul to Farmer Brad.
I don't want to be I don't want to ruffle any feathers.
There you go.
But-
there it is.
But we have an official dronist, and it's Zachary Burcham.
True. He's
So-
helped us with a
Is
number
he
of projects.
FAA certified?
I don't
I don't know.
I don't
You
want to ask
better
a lot
look
of
in-
questions.
better
I'm going to
look
say
at-
yes.
You
But,
better look
he
into
is.
that.
But
sure.
we have
Yeah.
there is an incumbent. So if you could bring back to Farmer Brad that maybe he could be the assistant to the regional
Yeah.
dronist for the Boss Hog of Liberty.
You go to Farmer
This is-
Brad for your chicken waters, and all things poultry related. But you stick with Zach Burcham for your droning.
After you check to verify whether or not he's FAA certified.
He is, for sure.
Is
I
he
mean,
for sure?
as a libertarian based podcast,
Yeah.
I think the FAA
Yes, he
is important. for in your droning, making sure you have all of the proper government. You've paid the VIG.
The drone
you paid them off.
It's like a helicopter, right? That
There's
cameras on.
There's like
is that
four.
what the thing
There's
is?
like four
I've
propellers.
heard people talk about them. I don't know.
Yeah,
And sometimes if you're in China, then they're spraying disinfectant all over the streets and buildings to try to kill the coronavirus.
Really?
Yeah,
That's handy.
I just saw a video of that. Could be fake. Could
They
be a
need
fake
to-
video, but
they
I
need
saw
to
a
do
video of
that
it.
something like that in Richmond, Wayne County or Richmond. I can't remember. Did you see the story recently? We ranked number 1. We are number one in the state for STDs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's
What
also
can you spray?
you guys
from
beat
the
Connorsville.
drone?
I am
Hold on.
so
We
impressed.
beat Connorsville.
we're
number one.
Let's go back to the Second Amendment real quick because we
We're
got way off
talking
track.
about protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
I want to go back to what Chase said, and I just want to say that I look forward to the day that the Alphabet Boys come and I get to wear Creedence Clearwater and send the attack.
The Battle of Beezer Creek.
That's what it'll go down in its history. It'll be the Battle of Beezer Creek, where one man made his stand against the Alphabet Boys.
How is your killdozer coming along?
Just don't go in the garage. I'm running out of space quickly. I'm trying to do all these projects.
I know
for
you've
people.
been doing a lot of welding, and you've been ordering a lot more armored plate than your normal amount.
you
the
could
normal
mount
amount,
a lot
yeah.
of steel on this
And
this truck out here.
And so I told the joke in the Patreon, but I'll say it again. Mark Brim is doing very well. He owns 3 Chevrolet pickup trucks.
Yeah.
But there's a deal being cut between you and Mr. Davis over here about possibly unloading one for
A possible deal. There's no deal set in stone yet.
you guys are about $1,000 apart right now.
We're about at that.
What I
Yeah,
can hear.
he's really, he started out $1,000 above what I'm asking, and we're going to try to meet.
We're
in the
trying
middle
to figure
somewhere.
out
Yeah.
if we could cobble this together
Yeah.
somehow.
Got to leave some meat on the bone.
Listen,
I mean, listen,
I'm saying
He offered-
$3,000, not a
$3,000.
dime lower. I'm firm.
he could. If
2,500 is as high.
I
as
cannot
I'll
go that
he
low.
might go 3,500 and buy them both from you.
Wow,
I mean, what
I
could you
might
do
do that.
with that kind of money, Mark?
3,500.
3,500. Have you ever seen that much money
Oh my!
at
God.
one time?
At one time,
That didn't include giving that one kidney up.
well,
It's like
there was that.
3,500 cheeseburgers from McDonald's.
Could you imagine the rush you would have
How
rolling
fast
up
do you think
on-
you could eat those?
rolling up at the McDonald's in Richmond and saying, yes, hello,
Yes.
I would like 3,500 cheeseburgers, 1,000 of them with no onion.
700 days.
David Letterman did that. Did you ever see that clip?
Go on, please. You have my attention.
It's on. I'm sure it's on YouTube. He pulled up in he had a '70s Cadillac. He goes to Taco Bell and said, "I have 950 tacos, please." Loads the thing up with tacos, and then just drove around with a
Just give 'em away.
loudspeaker
Give
and just
free
said, "Come here
tacos."
and get your damn tacos." And that's what he yelling. Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean,
David
3,500
Letterman
is
didn't
like
use profanity.
3.5 times what Dave did.
that would be amazing.
Of course, we wouldn't have a car. Dakota would have 2 trucks, and you'd have a fistful of burgers, but no way to deliver them.
Yeah. Well, no, I'd use the third one.
Well, you've got the other
Yeah,
truck. That's
that's
right.
what the other one is.
It
Leave that
leaks.
bad boy
I saw
down.
on the YouTube. It leaks, but otherwise, it's a good truck.
I fixed the leak.
The pool noodle fixed it.
I did another thing. I finally fixed it.
Is it on YouTube?
No. I gave up on YouTube. It bored me.
Are you on TikTok now?
I am. I'm on the
Please-
one. What's
please-
the? I'm on
please tell me
Tinder.
that-
I do a lot of Tinder.
You do
now.
some Tindering?
Yeah, I do a lot of Tindering. That's my favorite place to post videos.
How does your mom feel about that, or your wife? They were the same person to me.
You did mistake my wife for my mom. That's yeah.
In my defense, that
And-
mistake
yeah,
happened 8 years ago.
8 years. 9. No, 8. Yeah.
8, 2012.
8.
St. Patrick's Day, 2012. We were at Welliver's before the fire, and I thought
Yeah.
that
Wow, that was an
That's
interesting
right.
story, Jeremiah.
I went with my mom, and I thought you went with your mom. But son of a gun, you'd found a woman by then.
I had
Yeah.
a second woman. I think the first time we met, I was married to someone else.
Boy, this is embarrassing.
This is
Yeah.
going all over the map.
This is going even better.
Dakota, do you have a plan for when the government tries to take your guns?
Yeah, the Battle of Beezer Creek. Move on to the next.
How
We
many
already
guns do you
described
have?
this.
What's their make, model, and serial number?
There's
I have a plan.
I'm just curious.
I have a plan. Like my favorite thing.
I also respect my Fifth Amendment right.
my My
not
favorite
incriminate
thing
myself.
is people who are always like, you got to take my guns out of my cold, dead hands. And I'm thinking, like, if the government came up to me and was like, give me your guns or I'll shoot you.
I'm pretty sure I could just reach down and grab your gun right now.
Yeah.
I'd get to it faster than you could.
I give them my guns, but I have a plan. I worked on my Kegling skills for a while.
Oh my God.
I could probably fit 2 or 3 rifles.
Rifles.
Like, we'd be one for each of us, guys.
That's.
Oh my God.
Do you also have?
They're never going to look terrible.
Do you also have a glove for me just in case so I don't have to?
So he's saying he's putting it in his prison purse.
I'd say, hey Alexa, play "Fortunate Son" by Creedence Clearwater Revival. That's not how "Fortunate Son" goes.
Fortunate Son sounds a lot like Indiana Jones to Chase.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So we've all been liberated. Henry County is has an ordinance that says
Fake news. That's fake news.
they have an ordinance that
A resolution passed.
that says that we won't do anything.
It did pass 3-0, so they were all on board for saying they had an opinion.
Okay.
But that means nothing, though, right? They still have to follow the law of the land, right?
Yeah, legally, that it doesn't mean anything. It just means, hey, it
just means
says that
we agree that this should be a sanctuary city,
County.
county. But even if it were a sanctuary county,
So
here's the thing
that still
the
means
sheriff-
nothing, right? It's a meaningless designation.
the sheriff could take it into his own hands, and as we've seen in Marion County, the prosecutor could take it into their own hands and not prosecute folks that decide to not follow the laws.
The flaw that I
that's
see
even more complicated.
is that the folks that get
And you're
upset
relying
over
on them.
It just seems
over
like fear-mongering.
illegal aliens and sanctuary cities when it comes to deportations are trying to use the same what they consider to be questionable methods instead of doing something legislatively to deal with it.
I'm good for it on both ends. I'm 100% for sanctuary counties with in regards to immigration. I'm in favor of it with everything because I believe in a government that is hyper localized. So I think that any chance that a county government can get to stick it to the man, they should do it.
All right.
That's only my opinion, and I don't think that the 3 commissioners would agree with me on that opinion.
Aliens,
But I think that they
aliens
should,
are
I think
real,
they should
Jeremiah.
flex their
I'm
muscles as
not
often as
entirely
possible.
certain it's going to be effective, but hey, if everybody feels better about it and they were busy doing that instead of raising my income taxes again,
The
then cool.
problem would arise is like with Senate Bill 203. All of a sudden, the state of Indiana says you can't have or purchase or sell a magazine that holds more than 10 rounds. Right? That was the language in 203. Well, I mean, Rural King, VRA, all of these other gun stores in the county, I bet they're going to comply with the state law over going, well, I'm a store in a sanctuary county, right? So that's where I think it kind of might fall a little flat in that regard. But
Yeah, because the state's the one that gives them their business license. It's not
correct.
It's not the county.
It would be so they wouldn't come and take your guns, but I mean, they're not going to come and take our guns anyway because we just shoot them in the face, right? So
They're not going to find mine.
All right. We have passed the date where candidates have to get on the ballot.
correct.
So in the state of Indiana, where we broadcast from, and Henry County, Indiana, we've got a field. Those that made the field for president, Chase, we're going to elect a presidential election in November. In May the 5th, we have a primary. Indiana Democrats have put on the ballot Joe Biden, Michael Bloomberg, Pete Buttigieg, Tulsi Gabbard, Amy Klobuchar, Bernie Sanders, Tom Steyer, Elizabeth Warren, and Andrew Yang.
Bum, 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 ba, ba-da.
So we've got a bunch of people that got on the ballot. I don't know that they've all filed. I don't know if now they will go through.
Hey, why are you only giving half information? The Republicans have people.
No, they don't.
Trump's not here?
No, not
No.
in Indiana.
So in Indiana, they said, you know what? We don't have to have anything because the president is just going to win, and the Republicans said we're not going to have that.
But Bill Weld surprised us all with 10% in New Hampshire.
He's not on the. You're jumping ahead.
yeah, you're jumping ahead. in the show notes, buddy.
Producer Chris, if you could mute your microphone and refer back to the script, that would be great.
Never.
Yeah. So the Republicans aren't going to have a presidential deal.
Yeah, we have no Republican presidential primary in the state of Indiana.
So in the 6th district here, we have a congressional race again. Vice President brother Greg is our congressman currently. He's going to be challenged. There are 3 Democrats giving it another shot. Some very familiar names: Barry Welsh, who's run a number of times. He's running as a Democrat. George Holland, I think from Rushville, is running as a Democrat, and then Janine Lee Lake is running again. So those 3 are running for the 6th district dealio.
Greg's a dumb name.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg. I have an uncle, Greg. He was a pretty cool guy, but he was kind of scary. Janine sounds like a cool name. I don't know her, but
She's been on the show before.
She's been on the show plenty of times.
I'm efforting. The
Are you trying to
Secretary of
find-
State's website is
What are you trying to find? We might just know it.
there's a race for Congress here, but in the 6th that it's not showing up. No, Bill Weld did make the ballot in Indiana. That was a lie.
Oh,
That was a lie.
I thought it got
Mason.
canceled.
Here we go. Greg Pence versus John J. No, that's wrong too. Mike Campbell.
Campbell.
I don't want to sound like a boomer, but the copy I'm reading here off the state website is tiny.
That is
But
very small.
Mike Campbell versus Greg Pence for the 6th. So
Has Greg Pence come out of his shell yet? That dude's is he still hiding? Does he do anything?
He's still in hibernation.
He's still in hibernation mode?
Yeah.
he's not giving a lot of interviews.
He doesn't do anything.
I heard that we're waiting to see. It might be a few more months, but we're waiting to see if he sees his shadow to see if we will have a long or short autumn.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good. Very
Yeah.
good.
So it's going to be a little while before you see Greg.
So that's the statewide deal. For governor, there's a Republican and a Democrat that made the ballot. The incumbent governor Holcomb is going to be there, and then Woody Myers, the Democrat, is going to be on the ballot. The attorney general's race is going to be handled instead of at the primary level. Those are going to be handled at the respective conventions, which is also where the Libertarians will pick their gubernatorial nominee. At the end of the show, we'll have an announcement about that. Something fun that the Boss Hog community is going to do on the Libertarian governor side. Don Rainwater and Bill Levin have expressed their candidacy. So that's going to be decided in March on the Libertarian side.
Is Bill Levin? Does he still have the weed church?
He's
That's still a thing?
he's
That is correct.
the grand poobah of the First Church of Cannabis.
Yeah, is that still a thing? No, because
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
smoke weed there, right?
They are not
They're not permitted to.
using their sacrament, I believe is what they call it.
So then, what do?
I couldn't tell you. I've never been. Audrey's been. If you go back to episode number 1, I believe 1 or 2
Number
of Boss
1.
Hog, we got into the Audrey was a parishioner. Audrey Peavy at the time, now Audrey Davis. She was a parishioner and shared her experience of her first trip in there. Is that right, Dakota?
That's correct.
That was the first or second episode. So at the county level, we've got some candidates that are running, and we're gonna have a very busy spring. We traditionally on this show have tried to host all of the candidates on the program that are going to be on the ballot, at least all of the local candidates. So in the middle district, we're going to see Steve Dellinger and Kim Kronk on the Republican side. In the Southern Commissioner District, a fellow named Jeff Lane and a lady named Bobby Plummer are running on the Republican side to replace Ed Yanos. And then Chris Newkirk, who's the police chief in Knightstown, he filed on the Democrat side. And I don't know if there's anything that's going to change or happen with that, but because I did see a media report with Newkirk getting challenged by the Democrats, but I assume he's going to make the ballot. There's a ruckus going on over there, Dakota. What's happening?
I don't know.
Mason got up and left, and then the laughter started.
Well, you all were so busy, not paying attention to young intern Mason that he literally took that chicken leg, held it up like this, shoved it all the way down his throat.
No
and
choking,
then
huh?
Stripped it. Just stripped the meat.
That's what we call talent, boys.
disgusting.
Check the video. Check the video.
Let's roll the videotape.
You're either born with it or you're not.
Chase, were you born with it or is it Maybelline?
I had to work for it.
Yeah. You've been practicing.
So you're not.
I wasn't.
So then, those are the folks in the Southern District.
So that's the county commissioners. Those are the folks that ultimately, those races are the ones that decide ordinances, and they are the county executive. So what we talked about a moment ago with the Second Amendment cities, those are the folks that will be making the decisions on who the county commission, on ordinances and hiring,
Right.
firing, yada yada yada.
And resolutions.
Mason, did you know Kobe Bryant died?
No. Did he?
Welcome back, Mason Rottinghaus. By
Yeah.
the way.
This on?
Yeah, it's on.
Some of
You're
his,
good to go.
Some of his ashes are right here.
No, those aren't his ashes. His ashes are at Kevin Potter's house.
Mason, welcome back, buddy.
It's an honor.
This is the last time for a while. Do we want to get into that
Well,
real
it says
quick
in the show
as we're
notes for
transitioning?
good. So you guys kind of just getting rid of me?
Well, clickbait Davis over here.
Jeremiah said that you got fired.
It's the last one for a very long time.
That's what happened to me, and I was gone for like 8 months.
I'm going somewhere where they actually pay me. So
Well, you're an intern, bud. So
Dakota, would you, if you
paid
had to
internships.
choose, would you rather like eat like a chicken nugget with human flesh in it, or smoke someone's ashes?
I bet you get real high off Kobe.
I'd say the ashes.
Ew.
A full inhale or just puff the ashes?
You gotta smoke
He
the whole
just-
thing.
He didn't.
Do you have
say
to
anything.
inhale it though, right?
Oh, we're
Yes.
talking about like smoking in cigarette form, not like
It can
hey,
be a cigarette. It
you're
can
not
be a
talking
joint.
about just like doing a barbecue.
It's your choice.
I thought
it can be a cigar.
I thought you were.
I definitely still do the.
I thought you were just doing the embalming.
I
is
don't.
what-
This is
I
getting
don't
very
want to
creepy.
taste people.
I'm disturbed by all of this.
This is really
Yeah.
hard to eat my ice cream and hold this mic.
You're having your weenie world.
Finally. All right, let's get back to this. Stop distracting me, Mason. You're a horrible intern, and I'm glad you're leaving.
County
I'm
council.
not buying your truck anymore. I was going to offer higher.
I have a truck. I'll sell you.
It's sitting outside. It runs, and it will be difficult to finance.
Yes.
That I don't think I'm into it.
Do you
anymore.
offer owner financing, Mark?
No.
Rent to own.
Well, it depends. You got a credit card?
Yeah.
We'll talk.
If
All right. So we talked about the commissioners. Those are the folks that write your ordinances. They passed the resolution last night. They're the legislative body. The council is covers the county finances, as we've talked on the show for quite a while. We've gone over this quite a few times. We have 3 people that are running for at-large races that are newcomers to the county. Those are Travis Lyle, Pat Kronk, who's a familiar name, ran against you in when was
2018.
2018.
2018.
So-
2 years ago. And
so-
then Steve Peckinpah. Pat Kronk, obviously Democrat again. Steve Peckinpah, Democrat. Travis Lyle.
So Travis Lyle's on the Republican side, and he's
Republican.
challenging the 3 incumbents that are there now: Harold Griffin, Clay Morgan, and Betsy Mills. So we have.
Betsy.
I forgot about your
So-
crush.
The way I vote for candidates is the same way I choose the horses I'm going to bet on. The name. I see the list. I go, that's a cool name. Vote. Bernie Sanders.
You forgot to vote last time. Do you think you'll go on the primary time, Chase, and vote?
I talk a big game.
Yeah,
I probably should.
because this is the part that I talked about last week on the show. You've got some decisions to make on the Democrat side. If they get to May and they haven't decided if it's going to be Bernie or if it's going to be Pete or if it's going to be Amy Klobuchar or somebody else, you're going to have a very contested Democrat primary. But you've got a whole lot of Republicans that are running, that you need to make a decision. If you're going to take Republican ballot, you're going to take a Democrat ballot. You can't take both. So if you actually do care about these, you're going to have to make a tough decision. Do you want to vote in the presidential or do you want to vote local? Or will you just stay home? It's too complicated in the hell.
50-50.
Whether you go at all,
Yeah.
whether you take a Democrat.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at this, you've been around the show, but are you still inclined to just vote in the national race? Or do you go try to protect your girl Betsy?
Oh, I'd vote for Betsy. So I guess I'm taking the Republican one because I want her to get a win.
All right. Mason, do you have any idea what you'll do at this point as a voter?
Is this your first time voting, Mason?
In nationally,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be my first time nationally. I've got some ideas. That's my koozie now. We'll coach it. I'd probably vote for who I think would do the best. You know, I'm not indeed into politics too much. So,
Well, thanks for coming on the political show. The internships really worked out well.
I'm glad we could have such an impact on your young life.
He was impressionable.
I've learned nothing from being
Who's for the weed?
I was all for Andrew Yang, and then he decided to stop.
Is there a candidate that's specifically for the weed?
Yeah,
Well,
Bill
yeah.
Levin. He's coming on next week. He's running for governor.
Not next week.
2 weeks now. We'll talk. We'll announce that.
We'll announce that at the end.
Right? He's going to be.
You're getting ahead of yourself in your chair.
Wow.
Well, maybe Chase's chair. We don't.
So
He reminds me of Christopher Lloyd's character on Taxi. Reverend Jim. Is he like that in real life? Hello, Jeremiah. Is he kind of like that?
Well, you'll have to tune in.
I'll tune in to find out.
You can. I mean, you can come by the
stay
studio.
tuned.
if you
ask
want to.
Audrey, is he like that in real life?
Do you want to hold a light?
She's the only one that's met
He's
him
the
in
only-
person.
I've met Bill.
Met him.
I've met him.
Is he a character or is that him? Is that a character? Is that real?
That's
Both.
That's up for the voters to decide.
I think it's a character.
Yeah.
I don't think it's real. The hair, the glasses, the cigar. I think it's a character.
Yeah.
Who's the real Bill Levin? That's what you're going to need to. You're going to need to be Mike Wallace.
I won't
and
be
dig
here.
deep.
I won't be here for this.
Oh yeah,
Jeremiah's
this
the only one moderating.
This is me.
That's right.
This is me.
Yeah, your life is over.
So
see this. I used to have hair that went all down there.
you used to be
No,
a
that's
sexy,
your
sexy
forehead.
I
man.
used to be
I
a
don't believe that.
sexy man. And I
You
had
still
kids.
are.
Radio
Don't
DJ.
discount yourself like that.
He used to be
It's
a little
not nice.
little portly, but he had his puka shells, so it was okay.
Then I had kids.
You look good. You look healthy.
Yeah, you think so?
For a
I
smoker,
do.
you're hanging in there.
Or smoking. I quit years ago.
Last year.
2 years ago.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah,
Years ago. You're right.
years ago.
Years.
Yeah.
So, when's the last time you ran for office, Mark?
The last time I ran for office was probably
2016? 2014?
20. I did 20
Did you do
12?
12 and 14?
and 14, and that was it. Yeah, 12 and 14.
So,
And you did.
oh man,
We did. Oh yeah, you've done.
I've lost a lot of elections.
Was 12 your first
12 and then
Because we did 12 together. Right?
12, 14, and 18.
12, 14. 18.
Yeah. So it's your turn. That's what we're
I was-
saying.
I was
I've
really
got 3
hoping-
and you're at
I-
2.
I don't think I can because if you remember, I was not good at it. I don't like to commit. I'm really bad at committing.
I have the same
It's quite an
problem.
honor for you to have me here tonight. You said, will you come to this thing? I said, I will come to this thing. And then I came to this thing. Those 3 things usually
They
never
don't
happen.
normally
Listen,
line up.
They never.
I don't know how
About-
often you listen to this podcast.
About 80% of the time, Mark shows up and nobody invited him. And we say, no, Mark,
Yeah.
it's not your night. Get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
Leave.
Don't shut your truck off. We don't know if it's going to start again. Don't earmuffs, Dakota. Don't let that thing stall. Keep rolling down the hill. Bump start it and get out of here.
And I'm
But
just
tonight
like,
you were invited, so we
I
let
was
you on.
invited and I arrived.
Last week, I said Mark Brim's coming on the show. Jeremiah said, well, he hasn't committed yet.
That's true. I waited a while to make that commitment.
He was waiting
I
on.
said,
He had to pass through a
listen,
town that had Wi-Fi.
I said, he said, I said that every time that Mark has come on, he's always waited until the week of to actually confirm.
Yeah.
And there's only been like
I
one
usually
time
wait.
that you backed out.
We
Did I
have like
back out? I did
an
back out.
80%
So-
success rate.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? He's coming on.
What you do is you usually ask me a couple weeks in advance. I am a 2-week guy. I have to think about these things. If someone were to call me
If
and
you're
say,
a 2-week guy, then why do you wait until the week of?
I need the week to think about it. If someone calls me and says, we're going out tonight, get some drinks, or going out to dinner, what are you doing? It's going to be something that's not that. Like, I don't, same night, 2 nights, 3 nights out, but 2 weeks is perfect.
Yeah, I'm not
Think about it.
I'm not big on the night of.
I like to, no, the night of is very difficult for me. I like to schedule about 6 months out.
6 months.
About 6 months is right. And then it's on the calendar and then you're locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody comes with me with something fun 2 weeks out and I say, man, you really should have asked me last September. And I could have got you in there. But now we're screwed. But I'm looking forward to the vacation I'm taking this next week. I booked in March of last year. Mason and I are going to go visit, see Garth Brooks. We paid for that 2 months ago, and that's in May.
He's still alive?
For now.
I'll see you next weekend.
And
I heard he's not doing well.
I heard he's overrated.
Tomato. It's your choice. You decide.
Did you mean Trisha Yearwood or Garth Brooks?
I heard Florida Georgia Line was way better.
I heard it was Dan and Shay.
I'm not even going to say anything.
Dan and Shay.
Jared's got me locked up for the next 3 years of my life, just like Sarah.
The internship is over, but you're not out of our lives.
No, I get to stay a week and a half at their home starting Saturday, so it'll be a good time.
I heard
Puppy Sam.
Is it Sam Hunt?
Yeah,
I heard Sam Hunt's the new Garth Brooks.
Yeah, the guy decided to quit music to become a NASCAR commentator. So
yeah, but he's sexy.
Are you you and Luke Combs hung out last weekend? Is that right?
Yep. I went to Luke over in Peoria, Illinois. Good time. Spent way too damn much money, but is what it is.
And now you're going to pursue your dream of working in a factory,
Listen,
and like Chase did. You're following Chase's footsteps.
Farmer Brad is in the chat, and he said that country is broken.
I'll tell you what.
Country is
Farmer Brad,
broken.
Farmer Brad's wrong.
Hey, now,
there
wait
are
a minute.
so many.
Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash. I could go on and on.
Yeah, those are all great artists
just
that
ate
are
a
still
chicken.
actively releasing music.
They are. Waylon
There are
Jennings, some of the
great
stuff
country artists.
Are you
that
talking about
actively
current
releasing
country?
music. Yeah,
I can't help you there.
we just who'd we listen to on the way over here, Audrey? We listened to Charlie Crockett.
Mark,
He's great. He's a new country artist.
I don't
He's
know if there's
fantastic.
time for me to ask you this 2 weeks before the event, but it has come to my attention
Yes.
that in April, Sammy Kershaw is playing in Terre Haute.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I am completely serious.
We have to go get our tickets from the Casey's.
You have to buy them at a Casey's
At a-
General Store in Vigo County.
That sounds like a low rent rendezvous.
Third-rate romance, man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with my bag of Vidalia onions.
Ooh, very good.
Are you in?
You know,
It's more than 2 weeks.
What if I
is-
tell you?
that is more than 2
What
weeks?
if I
as long
tell
as I
you-
don't go near the water.
What if I?
I've just been trying to think of another. Sammy
What if I
Kershaw
tell
song.
you that
Yeah. What? How much are the tickets?
$45? What if I tell you? Let me build some value.
Okay, build some value.
Aaron Tippin's involved.
Really?
Yes.
Then he would say no.
Wait, is Aaron Tippin Sammy's opener or Sammy's Aaron Tippin's opener?
You ready for the trifecta?
Okay.
If you had to say these two are touring together, who's the third? Who else is going to be there?
Is this male or female?
Male.
Joe Diffie?
I wish.
Oh, that would be.
I would pay $400.
I would
ticket
pay
for that.
any price.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
What about
King of novelty songs.
Little Rock?
Little Rock. Little Rock.
Yeah, Little Red Rodeo.
Give me another one.
I don't know that one.
Don't you know
Love-
it's a
Love
girl
Me.
in my little red rodeo? I'm drawing a blank.
Colin.
Colin Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
All three of them.
All three together.
I do not
That
know.
is-
Colin
$45. General admission. Casey General Store.
You can only get it at Casey General.
Yeah, we can snag that.
How weird
Best
is
we
that?
can tell. Best
Why
we can
is it?
tell.
That is so strange.
It's not. Well, I got some tickets a few years ago, about 10 years ago, for the Oak Ridge Boys playing at Richmond's Civic Hall. And when I walk up, there's a big bus outside that says Oak Ridge Boys, and then beneath it says Cracker Barrel. And this was the best thing ever because they're playing. They sing a song, then they pause, and they'd be and the audience would clap. And they'd be like, "That is great. That is as good as the eggs in the basket you can get every morning at Cracker Barrel restaurants across this great country of ours."
And now for Uncle Herschel's.
And then they go into another. It was a beautiful thing. So I imagine this will be a lot like that.
I'm very excited.
I mean, just imagine Sammy Kershaw sings a song,
He sings
and then his
Queen of My
segue is
Double
to talk
White
about Casey's General Store pizza or something.
Yeah.
And then he goes right into Queen of My Double Wide Trailer.
You pull up your Queen of the Double Wide Trailer, and then it's
I think I'm in. I'm tentatively in.
Mark. We've never been clubbing before. This is going to be the greatest thing ever. I want you to promise me that you'll embarrass Mason with me singing every word, every song.
Yes.
All right. By the way, if you're a Patreon member, you did get to see our boy Mason graduate his internship by doing karaoke at the Montgomery Steakhouse, and there's a video posted in the Patreon for everybody. I don't want to brag on him, but it was some of the best karaoke I've ever heard in that place.
It actually was good.
I own Montgomery Steakhouse.
He did the
No, that's John Montgomery.
That's arguable.
He did some Keith Whitley, and he did some Garth Brooks.
What Garth Brooks?
Well, a couple. We did the Thunder Rolls. We did Rodeo.
Papa Love Mama, I believe. I believe Papa
was
Love
the
Mama
video.
is what's in the film.
Plays-
How about
Don't
some?
close
Did you do
your
some
eyes.
Colin Baton Rouge?
That's too difficult for this vocal range.
Oh, it is. It's only 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
So next, a week from now, Garth will be in Detroit, Michigan,
Detroit, Michigan.
and Mason will be in the 310th row,
Lower level.
lower level,
Yeah.
right there at the Ford's Field.
At the Fords Field. Home
If you're
of the
a Hoosier, I think you have to say
home
it's
of
the Ford's
Christy
Field.
Avery's. What are those? The Lions?
The Bears win there once a year.
Yeah. Usually.
Twice. Well, yeah.
Yeah, at Ford
Yeah,
Field they win
you're
once
right.
a year. Yeah.
So are the Packers and the Vikings.
It's true.
And just about every other team that walks into that
Yes.
stadium.
If they hadn't gotten rid of Wayne Fonts, they would be great. The Lions would be great again. All right, back to what we got here. We got to finish up the Democrat primary. They had more elections this week, Dakota.
That's right. Joe Biden's done.
R.I.P.
So
So for real or another
The-
gaffe? I'm horribly.
The Democrats have totally ditched Joe Biden. He was the front runner. Everyone was telling us in the polls. I think I even said it on the show that as soon as Joe Biden got into the race, then every other candidate was done because he was going to sweep the nation because of his name recognition.
Joe was winning because Joe was winning.
Right.
Well, what about the narrative change too? Because he'd go on Colbert or something. And, oh, please run for president, and the audience would go crazy. And now then he runs for president, and they're like, oh, he's a rapist.
And then,
Yeah, because
and then they're like, well, he's real creepy. He sniffs people.
That thing,
That's
yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
Uncle
And,
Joe.
and then his
It was-
eyes started bleeding.
It was fine when Kobe did it. Why is it a problem when Uncle Joe does it?
Oh man, you
he
guys are
was a
savage
great
with the-
dad.
So
It
remember-
was dropped
do you-
in
do
criminal
you-
case in the criminal court. It's a civil case now, so it's okay.
I'm
do you
not
re-
tied to any of this.
Yeah.
One time. One time.
Lord,
Do you remember when Joe's eyes started bleeding?
no.
Looked like he
His
was
eyes
a
were
lizard.
bleeding.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. His eye, like the capillaries burst in the white of his eye just because he's old.
Well, yeah, he's like what 86 or
I think he's like
92.
103.
Yeah,
You sure he
So-
didn't have just too much Satan power?
So
So then
So
he
he's
started,
creepy.
and he called a supporter a lion,
lion puppy
a
dog
lion
something.
dog faced pony soldier, because
That's
that is
beautiful.
That's a quote from a 1962 John Wayne movie.
yeah.
Because everything in Joe Biden's mind, it's still 1962.
I mean, let's be honest. Mark Brim thinks it's 1978.
I
try my best.
Little House.
I
Try my best. Little House of the Prairie
Once,
is great. By
once
the way.
a day.
Once a day. I binge watch it. So help me out here. I'm horribly ill informed, and Joe Biden is out. Andrew Yang is out. Who is
Joe Biden's not officially out.
He's not
Yeah,
officially out, but
Yeah,
he's
Joe
as
Biden
good
has
as
not
out.
dropped
so
out.
so the
Yeah.
So
rundown.
who is
New
who's
Hampshire.
someone to watch? Who's someone you like? Is
New
there one you
Hampshire.
like? Is there
Bernie Sanders won New Hampshire very narrowly.
You like Bernie?
1.3%.
Bernie was expected to win by a bit more because New Hampshire is basically like, hey, you know how you're from Wayne County and we kind of like you?
Mm-hmm.
We're in Henry County over here. New Hampshire and Vermont are basically the same
Similar.
place. Very similar tastes and textures.
Yeah.
So Bernie got 25.7% of the vote, narrowly beating Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who got 24.4%. Senator Amy Klobuchar, 19.8, so a very strong double-digit number.
Yeah, after that debate, she murdered.
Because Amy is still center of the road. She's way
moderate,
more
yeah.
moderate for the Democrats. And Amy Klobuchar is as it gets closer, I think is the Democrats' only hope if they actually want to beat Trump.
So basically, Klobuchar and Buttigieg are trying to go for the same type of voter, and they're the ones that are falling away from Joe Biden, the more moderate center type Democrat. Warren and Sanders are going after the same people. Warren wound up in fourth place, a little over 9%.
That's my president.
Sleepy Joe.
That's not Pocahontas Warren.
Sleepy Joe was 8.4, and then beyond that, we're down under 4% for everybody. Tom Steyer, Tulsi Gabbard, Andrew Yang, Deval Patrick, Michael Bennett, Cory Booker, Joe Stazak, Kamala Harris, Marianne Williamson, and past that, nobody
How
got any
amazing
votes.
is it that Cory Booker?
That I was.
Isn't that a basketball player?
Corey had dropped out. I think
That's
it's another
Devin
situation
Booker.
where he was on the ballot.
He got
But he had dropped out. So Andrew Yang, of those that were actually still campaigning, he and Deval Patrick, I think, Yang wound up dropping out on Tuesday night when he landed 2.8%. So that was probably the most different forward-looking campaign that we saw amongst the Democrats.
Yeah.
But it never gained any traction. And I think Tulsi Gabbard is in the same spot now at this point where she's not really going to be a serious player.
That's a shame. She is one of the few I do like.
So now you're looking at, Mark, if you're handicapping it, I think it's Sanders, Buttigieg, Klobuchar, Warren, Biden, and Mike Bloomberg, who's the soda tax guy
Oh
from
gosh,
New York
I
City.
hope not.
Yeah, but Bloomberg's picking up. I mean,
We
the
don't
reason
really-
he's so low is because he didn't compete in
Yeah.
New Hampshire and he didn't compete in Iowa. But,
the-
he's spending real money in
He's
South
Hundreds
Carolina and
of
Nevada.
millions of dollars.
Yeah, he's dropping money.
He's
Like it's
gonna
nothing.
ban McDonald's.
They banned sodas in New York City.
I know.
So I think that Joe Biden's totally done. Joe Biden will not see a comeback. Elizabeth Warren,
South Carolina is the best place for Joe to do something.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren is finished. I think it comes down between Pete and Amy Klobuchar and Michael Bloomberg, just because we don't know how Bloomberg's advertising is doing, because he's advertising in all these states where they aren't doing active polling yet.
Yeah, Nevada.
So no one knows. But I think
doesn't
that
it feel like an AstroTurf campaign though? Like it feels like
oh yeah.
there's nothing there. There was a story that came out today saying that he's hiring people to make memes.
Yeah, he was.
He's got a professional meme team trying to gain
That's awesome.
gain traction.
Dumping memes, and they're paying meme pages on Instagram to post memes about Mike Bloomberg. Mike Bloomberg is paying meme pages to post memes about him.
That's
Good
just,
or bad or
that's
indifferent.
just stupid
It-
money.
It doesn't
That's
matter. He just
stupid
wants his
rich money.
name there.
Doesn't it feel like that's going to backfire?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It already kind of has.
That-
Some of the memes, like that are mocking the memes,
Yeah.
have been pretty bad.
That's a meta meme.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a weird. We live in a weird timeline. We're gonna look back on these days and go, I'm so glad that nuclear war happened.
So let's as of today, February 13th, 2020. I want to go around the room and I want to get a prediction as to who you think the Democrat nominee is going to be at this point. Not if they can win or not, but who do you think they're actually going to have? We're gonna try to keep this up as we go through the cycle and week after week turns. We're gonna have 4 weeks before we come back and do a live episode. So this one's got to stick for a little while. I'm going to start with Chase. You've heard the names. And then if you could give me just a sentence or two telling me why, if anything, you think that it's going to work that way.
Well, originally I was thinking Bernie. And then I was like, no, the Democrats screw him over every time. So now I'm thinking Pete.
So they're gonna rig it against me. And
Yeah.
I'm on that conspiracy train. I think that the establishment has picked Pete Buttigieg to be their pick.
I agree.
And I think that they picked Pete because if they picked Biden, it would be too obvious.
All right, Mason, do you have an idea?
I don't have any senses, but I do pick Pete.
You pick Pete.
I pick Pete.
You stand with Pete.
How old is Bernie?
I stand with Pete.
Bernie's like
76.
76.
He's old.
He's
geriatric.
same as
if
Donald.
he gets elected, he will be the oldest president to ever be
Pete's
elected.
young. He's hip.
If Donald
Yay.
Trump gets reelected,
That's
he'll
why
be
he's gonna get
the
elected.
oldest president ever sworn in too.
Producer Chris, do you have a guy
Yeah, well,
or a gal?
could be a gal. For me, I'm going to say it's going to be Bernie. And the reason I'm going to say it's going to be Bernie is because you have Pete, Amy, you have Joe Biden all trying to vie for the moderates. And if Biden doesn't drop out, and if Amy doesn't drop out, or Pete doesn't drop out, which Pete won't because he's the second, he's number 2.
He's leading the delegate count right now.
Yeah, he's leading delegate count. But if one of them does not drop out, there's no way that the moderate Democrats are going to be able to overtake Bernie's extreme left wings. Because Warren's done. It doesn't matter. Everybody that was going to vote for Warren.
It's a live mic, and Mason is just playing with it down here.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's going to roll right over into Bernie Sanders. So
the way that Ben Shapiro described it yesterday was Joe Biden is the turd that's clogging the toilet, and because of that, Bernie is floating on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Marky Mark, the legend.
Bernie would be interesting. Like we've had Trump crazy. Be interesting. Like if he got
Swing
through
the other crazy.
Yeah, let's try 4 years the other crazy.
So that's what Sean Rao was talking about. Is that the Bernie Bros can't be stopped.
Yeah,
and he's the one hope of actually defeating him. So you really do think that the socialist independent Democrat from Vermont is going to be the Democrat nominee? That's your feeling as of today.
No, it's not my feeling. That'd be interesting. I mean, well, last time they went safe and
you're handicapping it. Who's it going to be? Pick now. You have to pick now. You have to choose.
Pick now.
That is the point of this exercise. Not what do you think would be cool, but who do you think is going to win?
I think they'll repeat their mistake and go very safe and pick Buttigieg, but he doesn't excite anyone, and then he'll lose.
He's also very bad amongst black voters.
Is he?
Yeah.
See, I don't know anything. I just know he doesn't seem to excite anyone. No one seems really excited
Black
about
voters and minority voters just view Pete Buttigieg as an elitist white guy.
Really?
Yeah. He's an elitist rich white guy, and they...
The
so
joke
there's
is
no
that
excitement around him.
The joke or the
that.
trick of that is that Mayor Pete is probably the brokest of any of the candidates.
Yeah. But
Oh, really?
Yeah,
he
made
puts
it.
off that aura. If you saw Pete Buttigieg in high school, you just want to punch him in the face.
Okay,
Because the way he
I'm going to be
talks.
honest.
he looks like the Hamburglar.
I can't tell the difference. I can't tell the difference.
And
between
he's a cheater.
A high school picture of Andrew Bowman, one of our noted listeners, and Pete Buttigieg. I can't tell the
Yeah,
difference. If you
they
gave me
do
one
look
side to
similar.
side, I couldn't tell you Andrew from Pete.
But Pete Buttigieg in high school was just
But
a nerd.
I don't know that I would
Whereas
trust
Pete
Mayor Pete
Buttigieg
to cut my
now,
grass.
Pete Buttigieg now is just, he's stuck up. He's got this aura about him that just thinks like, you look at Pete Buttigieg now, like just look at his Twitter profile picture and you automatically get the idea, oh, this guy legitimately thinks that he is better than me in every single way.
So you're anti-Pete.
I'm anti-Pete.
But now, to be fair, though, what little I know about Pete, he is better than you or myself in lots of ways. He can speak 16 languages fluently, and
Yeah.
he can fly.
It's
Not a
true.
plane, he literally can fly. Like the guy can do anything.
So
It's
here's
true.
the
I saw
thing.
his wings. yeah.
He's
Dakota.
he's a war hero.
Dakota may have some Pete
a
jealousy.
war hero. There's some articles that just came to light
Oh,
about
really?
Pete and how he got into the military.
Oh, so he's not a war
Basically
hero.
did some paperwork for 3 weeks and then left.
Huh.
Because he had connections and it was to further his political career.
Although the elitist thing,
Pete's been
isn't
playing
that-
this game for a long time.
It's part of
I'm
an act,
so
though,
anti
right?
Pete because he is everything that he represents everything that's wrong with Washington D.C.
He's from South Bend, man.
He's
But-
from South
He's
Bend.
not even been to DC.
Dakota.
It's the influence that's
I
been
think
around.
he's trying
him
to say,
his
I'm
whole life.
the intellectual candidate. There's a buffoon
Yeah.
in the White House now. I'm the smart guy. So he's putting on.
I don't think so.
Dakota, if
You
you
don't
had
think
to,
so?
if you had to vote
I think he's trying
Between
that. Yeah, I think
Pete-
you're
He's
right.
trying that.
or Trump,
Between who?
Pete or Trump,
Buttigieg or Trump.
Trump.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to put a pin in the topic now before Dakota
Hey, listen,
goes
my
postal.
401k grew hugely last year.
Bigly.
Bigly.
I
So,
think
I mean, I'm definitely picking Pete.
I think that Pete has
lose.
I haven't checked my retirement plan.
how many?
should,
you should have a number of extra
should be
oxen
looking
and chickens
at
in there.
those.
So I
I
feel
think
like it's
so.
going well.
Yeah.
When you reach a certain age, you have to start harvesting your 401k though. So some of those animals are going to have to be sacrificed. You have to take like 5% of it every year once you reach
5% of the animals?
Yeah, of whatever you have.
What
in
do I
there.
do with them?
You have to butcher them or sell them or liquidate them. You have to pay taxes on them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, maybe
Also-
maybe Trump can fix that. But
Mayor Pete cheated and rigged the Iowa caucus against Bernie.
Really?
That's another reason.
So
why I don't like him.
he's another Hillary.
That's what started my dislike of Mayor Pete. Is just knowing
it is
he's
all
a
built
blatant
very
cheater.
quickly in
And
the
you
last
really
week and a
don't
half.
like-
I
you
don't
don't
like
like this
him.
guy.
All right,
In the last week and a half, I think it's going to be Pete, and I think it's because he's Obama 2.0. He's the transformational candidate.
If Bernie wins and becomes president, what are the chances you think he'll last all 4 years without dying?
I think.
Well, he
would.
just had a heart attack
Seems
in
kinda
October.
They have their ways of keeping
Yeah.
them alive, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
They lugged Reagan through.
Dick Cheney's been alive for a long time. He's still hanging on.
I will say, like, you always see the president's
Look at
age.
Jimmy Carter.
I don't know if you'd see Bernie
That
Sanders'
man
age because he's already
deserves
really
to
old.
live forever.
Yeah, I'd like to get away from all the old people in politics.
Oh, but you hate Pete.
But you don't like the
But you
young
hate
one.
Mayor Pete.
Yeah.
The
He
first,
was-
the first
Listen, I was
millennial
the same
president.
age. He's the same
our
age as me.
generation.
Yeah.
Good.
All of us are, except for Mason, who's different
Listen,
than us. But
I'm
all the
good
rest of us are
for-
millennials. And here you are against our guy.
Do they-
Because
And you'd rather
because
vote for
he's
someone
a
born in
narcissistic
46.
cheater. That is why I don't like him.
Well, so's Trump.
Do they have to win
True.
the nomination before they announce who's their vice president?
Normally, Normally, that's the way it goes down. There has been a strategy in the past where somebody has tried to say, "Listen, I'm going to say my vice president is." When they were coming through Indiana in 2016, Texas Senator Teddy Cruz, basketball ring.
Oh, I know him.
He had said he was going to have the HPCEO.
I saw his picture everywhere. Lion Ted.
Lion Ted.
The Zodiac Killer.
He announced
He is very creepy looking.
he announced his vice presidential nominee, and then nothing happened. Right?
I heard his dad speak one time. Seemed
Yeah.
like a really nice guy.
Yeah. So anyway, when he was running for president, he did announce that Carly Fiorina would be his vice president. That was somewhat unorthodox at the time to have that happen, but he did make the announcement. There has been a wreck at Daytona, by the way, in the duel. They've crashed a car. Looks like Christopher Bell is disabled in the infield.
All right, so we've talked about the Democrat side of the primary in New Hampshire. I think that we have to talk about the Republican side. I mean, Trump's base came out in record numbers just to vote because his name was on the ballot.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal.
Do we think that? I mean, this is Trump's base. 120,000 plus people came out to cast a ballot for his name alone.
So
Yeah.
he was on the ballot with another guy, Bill Weld, who was the vice presidential
guys,
candidate.
And a lady.
Yeah, there were a few, but
Bill Weld's a lady?
there were two names that were at the top. I will go back to, in reference, 1992. Pat Buchanan ran against incumbent President George H.W. Bush in New Hampshire, and
He smoked basically every single record. He broke Obama's record in New Hampshire. He broke W. Bush. He broke Clinton's record. He just smashed them all, and like not just by a little bit, by adding a whole zero on the end of their vote totals.
Trump wound up with 90% of the vote. If you go back to the last time that there was an incumbent Republican that was really challenged big, it was 92, and the incumbent president George Bush got 53%. Pat Buchanan wound up with 37% at that time. So it was definitely a big win in comparison. It's not entirely unheard of to see an incumbent get challenged like that.
Right. We're just talking right now. We were just
But
talking about
you're
the
talking
vote
about
totals.
raw vote totals.
Yeah,
and
the
people
voter
that showed
turnout
up.
for the Republican side
because
was
it's
crazy.
It's an incumbent. You know that Trump's going to win. So if you're a Trump voter, well, why care? No one really goes out to vote for the incumbent president because they know that they're going to be that party's nominee.
Well, in the past,
unless
they had
there's
flags
a very
in their front yard.
charged.
The president's name on it.
Yeah. So 118, I think it was 118,000 people showed up just so that they could specifically vote for Trump. That's more than, or that's on par with the amount of people that came out to vote for a Democrat nominee for the presidential race.
I think,
Yeah.
I was driving yesterday and I got behind this little like Ford Ranger. It was a small truck. I don't know if it was a Ford. But on the back of his toolbox, he had this huge Trump 2020 sticker.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then he had a small sticker on the back of his truck, on his tailgate. And then I'm like, I know who he's voting for. And then I look through the mirror, and he's got this huge ass cowboy hat on. I was like, that's really fitting.
So, but Trump's got a ton of energy behind him. And I mean, looking at his rallies, the numbers that he pulled in New Hampshire, he never stopped campaigning whenever he became president. It's going to be hard to beat that, especially once we get to the debates. And if they debate wise, if they try to throw anybody but Bernie at him, they're going to get destroyed in the debates. I mean, we saw that with Hillary Clinton. I still think that a lot of people voted for Trump just because of that line whenever he said, because you'd be in jail. I think that won a lot of people over.
So many people hated Hillary Clinton.
Well, not only that, but then you have where the DNC screwed Bernie over, so all the Bernie bros stayed home, and they didn't come out to vote.
True.
So
it's interesting. If you look at the 2016 general election, Trump lost New Hampshire very, very narrowly. He lost by about 3,000 votes to Hillary Clinton. And then Gary Johnson actually got 30,000 votes there. But 348,000 people turned out for Hillary in 2016. 345,000 and change turned out for Trump. And Johnson got those 30,000. If you say 100,000 of those voters showed up this time, that is a strong number. That's a third of the people that voted for him in the primary voted in the general last time, came back out to vote for him again in the primary.
Right.
When there was the much more attractive option in the Democrat.
Bernie defeated Hillary Clinton in New Hampshire in the New Hampshire primary. It was 60% of the vote. This time he wins with only 26.
Yeah, but you also have to remember that the field's a little more spread out.
And it's what we were talking about earlier with Joe Biden being the turd that clogged the toilet.
I think that Bernie only winning by a point or two in New Hampshire is a massive disappointment, because that's the state that Bernie should have won by 10 to 15 points.
Yeah.
Because he was the implied winner. You look at New Hampshire and you say he's going to win it for sure. Just like South Carolina, Joe Biden, having been Barack Obama's vice president, should win South Carolina.
Yeah.
And Iowa was a grab all. So that's why I see Pete Buttigieg has been beyond what anybody expected.
It's been
both
super
times.
surprising.
And now you're gonna go out west and you'll see Nevada. If Buttigieg finishes in the top 1 or 2 in Nevada, look out, man. It's going to be trouble, because these guys are all going to start dropping out, running out of money, and it's going to be down to just a couple.
I think Bernie's pretty much got Nevada for sure.
We'll see.
I'll be interested to see how Bloomberg's money, how his ads and money translates into votes. That's going to be an interesting concept. We'll see.
Yes.
All right. We are at that time in the show where we need to start transitioning to final thoughts. It's a teary goodbye with Mason. Mason ending his run here on the show. You're going to have to just start listening to us and tweeting us after, because you're going to be working the graveyard shift down at the salt mine.
Yeah, the graveyard shift in the salt mine with my AirPods. I'll listen live. So
what do you got for us? Final thoughts.
Oh wow.
Don't cry.
Come back to me. I'll think about it.
Well, this was your one chance, Fancy.
No, it's not. Come back.
Producer Chris.
So I've got one, maybe two, maybe three things I want to announce here. Just a quick update. We had discussed how Guffey had a terrible run of gambling, and
I've been there.
We thought we were going to have to call 1-800-9 with it, but Guffey rallied Friday and Saturday and made up that money. Cashed out pretty well. We're doing well, boys. We're back.
It's just so hard when it's just basketball to bet on. I've been betting on tennis.
Quarter spreads on basketball. I guarantee you, if you bet, that's the way to go. Quarter spreads on basketball.
If you DM Guffey, he will send you money. He will send you an invite, and you can start your gambling ways.
No,
He'll send you an invite.
I'm maxed out.
You've cashed in all the invites
All my
you can?
referrals. They only give you 10. Okay.
Wow.
Ah.
Dang.
Anyways,
So DM Chase, and he'll give you a referral.
yeah, you can, Chase. So number 2, this Saturday, the 15th, from 7 to 11 at the 1414 venue,
7-11.
also known as 1414 Broad Street here in Newcastle, Indiana. There is going to be a Valentine's Day dance.
Clint Black.
Yes.
There we go.
Black.
There we go.
From? Do you remember what soundtrack that was on?
Maverick,
There you go.
1994.
See, he's my
Mel
man.
Gibson, James Garner.
Please continue, Chris.
Yeah, I know. Jeremiah is so rude. It's ridiculous. So anyways, the dance will be on the 15th from 7 to 11. Guffey and his lovely date, Paige, will be there. Paige's parents will be there. My adopted family, the Potters, will be there. I believe Mason's coming.
Wait, when?
Saturday night.
Saturday night. You've already arranged this.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
I was wondering what that was in the group chat. Damn, Valentine's Day.
sounds like an abduction.
Valentine.
Mason will be there. If you are single ladies,
I have a single
slide in my
sister.
DMs and I will arrange a date
Probably a smart
for
move.
Mason. Thank you very much. And then number 3.
You probably get a little something.
Clint Black was in that movie, now that I think about
I
it.
think I'll be fine.
They kicked him off the boat. Clint Black.
Yeah. As a gambler. He got thrown off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Card
counting.
My last thing. I'm very excited. Valentine's Day, I will be going up into Fort Wayne, which is Christy Avery territory.
You got you a girl this year.
Yeah, I know, finally. So anyways, we're going up to the Hoppy Gnome,
What's it like?
and we are going to go to the Fort Wayne Comets versus the Indy Fuel. Entirely her suggestion. She bought the tickets. I didn't have to say anything. So I'm very excited.
We're very excited for you too.
Me too.
All right. You going to the Valentine's dance with them, Chase?
No.
Saturday night?
Chase, please go with me.
I think I'm taking Katie to the movies.
What are y'all going to see? You going to see that 1911, 1913, what, 1917?
1917.
That
Yeah.
war movie?
I
I
hear
think
it
we
was a
should-
good movie. No, we're going to go see Fantasy Island because that's what she wanted to see.
Should go see Bad Boys 3.
I already saw it.
Go again.
There's a helicopter crash. It reminded me
Like
of Kobe.
A shame.
This is going bad.
Anyways,
So
I don't
bad.
have final thoughts really. There was something bugging me the whole show. Who did the electrical work here? You guys know?
Yeah.
They use factory 90s.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of really bugs me.
I know, me too.
Do you want
It's
to fix
just
it?
lazy.
Do you want to
Yeah.
fix it?
I mean, I could do that in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm counting.
I know.
You notice it?
Yeah. All the time.
That's all I got.
So Chase is now nitpicking the conduit.
Well, I'm learning. I'm learning the ways of the Jedi.
You're learning.
Getting there.
You're learning what you're supposed to know.
Oh, also on Saturday, the Potters, my adopted family, we will be going to the Indies, the boat show or whatever, the travel show.
You going to the
whatever.
boat sport and travel
Yeah,
show?
it's-
We are going.
Are your final thoughts just to announce your weekend plans?
Basically, that's
Every
what it
week.
does.
Every
Yep.
week.
Just
If you
so
wanna-
people,
if
if
you
they
wanna
want to get a
catch
hold of
him.
me.
We were supposed to go DCCW this weekend, but
They canceled. It's a
Canceled.
rock concert. I guess we can go to that too.
I'm all right.
All right. So, is there anything else that you need to tell us, Mason? We came back to you.
Well, first off, I want to apologize to the Potters for what I did to their yard today. It's a pretty.
Are you
muddy-
guys
it's-
catching a theme as to what these
it's-
people do?
It's it's kind of a mess, but I committed to buying a bag of grass seed for them, and actually, I just hope they end up putting gravel where that truck is.
I wonder if they regret.
If they could ever
Moving
move the truck.
Have you apologized publicly for what your
I
dog
probably
did
would.
this week?
And
I
I'm
would
going to
for sure.
apologize publicly for my dog pissing all over their floor and on Kevin's laptop. It didn't get on the screen or anything, just the top of it, but we got clean.
What kind of laptop?
It's an HP. It's okay. He'll be fine
Yeah.
without
A
it.
Hewlett Packard.
Hewlett Packard. Todd Packard.
Well, it wasn't a
But
one, not a two.
we have a new baby gate in there, and now Brooks is confined to the
You have
small,
a baby
small
gate in
I live
another
there, damn
person's
it.
house.
I
have a TV.
I sleep in the bed. We have televisions. I eat
This is
dinner
all
there.
so strange.
5
You
of
guys are
7
so
nights of the
weird.
week.
So weird.
It's what I don't care. I really don't. Whatever
You
you
have
think.
no
Dakota, I don't
relation
care.
to these people.
They love us.
Why
Dakota.
do you crash at their home?
Family. Just because we're not blood doesn't mean we're not family. Dude,
Yes, it does.
Back
I heard they were looking for houses out of town.
I would be.
They don't live in town, by the
Yeah,
way.
they're
They live in the
outside.
county.
I know where they live. I used to live right across from them.
Chase used to
It's
run around
close
naked
enough.
Right
next door.
across to him.
Oh, so where that
Literally right
broken down
across the
truck
street.
is.
Like right across from
The house with the patio next,
yard.
right next door, on the other side of the bushes.
Oh, you used to live over there?
like 15 years ago.
Should
10
never
years ago.
left. We could have a lot of fun.
We could have.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But yeah, today I went and picked up pallets with Guffey and their truck, and it was a hell of a time getting it back into the drive. So but
You knocked down a big tree.
You have a hard time backing things.
I watched it happen.
You back up before you unload.
No, I did not back up. Well, I tried at first, and there was no way because Kevin doesn't know how to use a chainsaw and cut it away from the drive. So we pulled it straight up in there, but it's all right.
All right,
It's been an honor.
Mark.
I'll be back in about never. So
Never
Dakota kicked me off.
make it to where he
For
can
good.
call in.
Jeremiah, he fired you.
No, you write the show notes. So this says since the last show dot for good dot.
Mark, final thoughts.
A question more than a thought. There is I haven't really vented this yet, but there's there's a little place, and I'm not going to name the name of it. that
Lumpy's
I-
Cafe.
No, I love Lumpy's though.
Okay.
Lumpy's is delicious.
Yeah.
There's a place that I would go to, but yeah, I am talking about a restaurant, a diner, a place that, probably because I said that, didn't I? A place that I would go to fairly regularly. I fell in love with it.
I think
And-
I know what place you're talking about now.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it on 30?
Have I ever seen you there?
No.
Have we ever met each other there?
You know, the place we're talking about, that you're talking about, totally changed.
I know.
Yeah. But I'm not talking
I
about
thought
that.
you were about to complain about that.
I'm not going to
Okay.
complain about that. I go to this place that I like, and there's a sandwich.
Carver's.
No.
Is it near?
All right,
where
let's
you
stop
live
guessing.
in Richmond?
Keep
It's
going.
not near where I live.
Oh.
I'm not going to name the name of it. It's a nice place, but I really enjoyed it. It was a love affair. I thought this is great. This is everything I need. And I get a sandwich, and I order a sandwich, and you can get a soup and sandwich as well. And then the soup is half the price with the sandwich. And I don't want a soup. I get the sandwich. I order the sandwich. They're making the sandwich. I pay for the sandwich, and they just start making the sandwich after I pay for it. And I said, you know what? Second thought, it is chilly today, and some tomato soup sounds great. I will have. She said, well, you already bought the sandwich. Now you have to buy the soup separate. And I said, well, I just bought it, so just make it a soup and sandwich. And she said, you already made your decision.
There's no.
I just.
And-
Have you tried returning it? Could you return it for
I said,
spite?
well,
It's Panera Bread in Richmond. there's no
I said, well,
doubt.
is there something we can do here? Because I changed my mind. And she said, no, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do
This is
about
permanent.
that.
Snooze, you lose.
What the hell is that about?
Did she say, Mr. David, please come down?
So then I
This
get my
is-
sandwich
this
and
is
I sit
very
down
Seinfeldian,
and
for
I'm
sure.
eating the sandwich, but I'm just stewing the whole time. I'm
It's-
not even enjoying the sandwich. Before I know it, I ate the damn sandwich,
You're
and
not. You're
I'm-
not stewing. You're souping.
So is
I am,
Panera?
and I'm never. I got to thinking about it. And
Was this
it's still nice.
McAllister's? Was it a McAllister? Is it a chain place or a local place?
I'm not going to say because I don't.
Tell us that. Give us that hint.
I don't want to give this place a bad name.
Okay, I
It's a good
will. Then
place.
you whisper it to me, and I will just put it out there.
It's a fine place otherwise. I hope it's very successful, but I need to get over this
So it's a
because
local
I'm
place.
feeling pretty
I was
mad.
about
He
about
would
give
tell us if it was.
I was
Yeah,
about
he
to
wouldn't
give
care if it was like a McAllister's
it. Yeah,
or a Panera.
I've never been to McAllister's.
McAllister's used to have free pickles, and it was used to be
really?
a smorgasbord, free pickles and free peppers.
They
Yeah.
don't do that
Now,
anymore.
now
many-
you have to ask for them to.
How
give
many
you the
pickles
peppers.
do you think you could eat in one setting?
I would
60.
eat. I would eat like 3 to 4.
Is that
spears.
recent?
60.
Is that recent? Them getting rid of the pickles?
At least in months.
I hate pickles.
Chips
I,
or spears?
and I can remember the night
Spears.
before you got married,
60.
Dakota. Your dad
Yeah.
got us that pickle shot. I was like, "Oh, this is the grossest thing
The
ever."
pickleback?
But I drank it.
It's very good.
Pretty decent.
Pretty
It was pretty gross, but I got it down.
That's what she said. All right.
So would you get over this? Would you find a way to get over this, or would you never go back to the damn place ever again?
It's a Matt. It's. I don't know. Is this?
I would go back to it, and every time that I go back, I would say, a few days ago, a couple months ago, I got a sandwich and I got soup, but I didn't get the half off price on the soup
Because I'd already paid for the sandwich.
Yeah.
But mind you, it was like 30 seconds.
and then
before
you
I-
say, if I get a sandwich today, since my soup would be half off today as well, but it should have been half off last time, can I just get it for free this time? You just keep bringing that up, and then one day they'll break.
Ooh, what if you say, can I get my sandwich today and get a coupon for my soup tomorrow?
A what?
A rain check.
A coupon.
You know?
A coupon?
So, real question: did they offer you a
rain check.
99-cent bakery item after you purchased a said sandwich?
No,
Then it's not Panera. It's not Panera.
we don't have a Panera.
Let me ask the question this way.
Really? Yeah.
Is this a place that you go more than once a month?
I don't go any place more than once a month.
So if you don't
So
ever
it's
go there
not at
again, it's
home.
not going to affect your life. I think you can skip it and hold your grudge and just tell the damn
think so.
story.
Is it close to your
Yeah.
workplace?
No.
I'm trying to just narrow down.
As long as you're not mad at Lee's Chicken, I don't think your life is going to be affected.
I love Lee's Chicken.
What is
It's
their
the
policy
best
on
thing.
bread?
They could do no
famous.
wrong. Lee's Chicken can do no wrong.
No.
coleslaw.
The livers, the gizzards, the whole thing.
Do you know
Lee's
that?
is
Well, first of all, I
everything.
have a rule against filters. I will not eat any filters. So no livers, no gizzards. Those are not for consumption. Those are organs that they use to
You're
filter
denying
junk
yourself.
out and throw that out.
We always
I
knew there was something
absolutely
wrong with you. It's
hate
vitamin
livers.
deficiency.
But I love gizzards.
Gizzards are great. They have
Can
that
you tell the
crunch to
difference?
them. Oh, yeah.
I like
there's a
the
Oh,
difference.
yeah, there's a
Livers
huge
are mushy, and they.
Yeah.
I told
They make
Chris
me
when we
wanna
went there
throw
the
up.
other day, gizzards
Welcome
are really
to the
good,
food
but
hour
if you
with
eat
the Balls Hog of
liver,
Liberty.
You have
I
to
love
have
livers.
ketchup with said liver.
Listen, it's Ball Hog of
That's
Liberty. I
disgusting.
think if we're not talking
Yeah.
fried livers and gizzards, we've done ourselves a
It's
disservice.
delicious. I love Lee's.
Okay.
I'm a connoisseur.
I'm going to do my final thoughts now.
All right.
This
Chase,
is
your
big.
final
This is. I mean, this is your final.
Hey,
yeah.
Dakota, what do you think about Pete?
I hate him. If I didn't make it clear enough, I think that Lion Pete. I think that Mayor Pete is a lion dog faced pony soldier for sure, and he's a cheater, 100%. Anyway, what my real final thoughts are is that I put a video on YouTube so that I could become as famous as Mark Brim is one day, and try to become a millionaire like Mark
You
Brim
have
is.
you have a video on YouTube,
Yeah,
like your own channel.
Yeah.
Under your name.
yeah,
Really?
not my name.
Oh.
My
Beezer
business,
Creek
my
Restoration.
business name.
Oh.
Yeah.
What- and your business name is
Beezer Creek Restoration and Repair.
Really?
But on YouTube, it's just called Beezer Creek.
Beezer
That's
Creek.
it.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta know.
How many subs you got?
8.
You getting there?
I'm getting
The questions.
I have
the fans are asking
48,
questions.
only 952 until I can monetize. So.
The fans are asking some questions. Mark,
yeah.
is the place named after an exotic locale with a female ruler?
No.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know what that means.
And I will give you honest yes or no answers. But yeah,
Okay.
that's a-
Well, the
that's a-
patrons wanted to know, and the answer was no.
Is
we
it
never got the
Lumpy's
local-
Cafe?
We never got
I
the
love
local
Lumpy's.
or the chain.
Lumpies can do no wrong.
It's definitely
Is it
a
Cafe
local.
Royale?
Which one is that? Where's that at?
Here in Newcastle?
Yeah. Here.
Is
I
it
don't
Bill's
eat
Diner?
Newcastle.
I knew it wouldn't be.
Is that here in Newcastle?
It used to be.
They died
Used to
too.
be.
Is it the dugout? Is it the dairy? Is it the dairy in Hagerstown?
I usually don't travel that far. Hagerstown is,
What?
But anyway,
Hagerstown is quite a leap for me.
I put a video up there. I plan on posting plenty of other videos on there of all the projects I have. But I have 3 things to do. I build things for people. So I have 3 other projects that need to be finished, and I also have a baby coming. So it'll probably be summertime before I start taking new orders. This is a PSA.
Get in line, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can get in line, but you
I'm getting
probably
backed
can't.
up now. It's the YouTube channel made me famous with my 9 subscribers.
So I want to
Gotta start somewhere.
to
Keep backing
congratulate
away.
our boy Mason. This has been quite the ride with him. He went to Luke Combs last weekend and he recorded a video of Luke doing the Soggy Bottom Boys song, Man of Constant Sorrow, and you posted it to the YouTube.
I posted
You
to the
created
YouTube.
a YouTube account just to do
Just
this.
just for it to go viral.
How many views does your video have?
7,349.
So why, as a
Wow.
member of the staff here, didn't you just post it from our damn account?
This is why he's an intern.
He's planning
Don't pay
for
me
that
enough.
next step. He's planning for he can't.
So now I
he's
can do it myself.
breaking
Every
the
concert I go
chains.
to, and I record the covers they do and put them on my account, and just get my favorite website, Whiskey Riff, to post them on theirs, so I can get all the likes and
7,000.
7,000
That's the stuff
views
of
2
legends.
days.
in a
Not
day.
bad.
In a day.
Wow.
Maybe 2 days. It's very impressive. It's sad that it wasn't us. All right, so I want to a couple quick announcements. There's a bill, the distracted driving bill. If you care about the use of cell phones in cars, That's moving through the Senate. It passed the House Bill 1070. Call your Indiana state senator if you're all about banning the cell phones. Call them and tell them. And if you say no, it's in any state and it's unenforceable law that you're just going to make cops have to deal with, then tell them that too. So House Bill 1070.
It's a good gateway law, though.
You know what?
I thought I saw you on your phone.
When they can no longer use their computers
You know
while they're
what
driving,
distracts me more
I can
than
no
my
longer
phone?
use my cell phone.
Seeing a cop behind me.
So House Bill 1070 is on the doorstep of becoming law. If you care, make a phone call.
Don't use your phone regardless if you're driving through, as I will be here in a little bit, Greens Fork, Indiana.
Oh, Greens Fork.
They'll pull your ass over and give you a ticket.
I've been there.
Yeah,
Tell
you got
me
a ticket
about
for
it.
that? Oh my God!
We're driving through. You can't catch a signal in that town, and we're just gliding through on my phone, talking about that, and all of a sudden, lights pop on. I mean, I was speeding all right, but
Oh,
cop
right.
was a complete dick.
You're doing like 36 and a 35 or something. That's what they'll get you for
I was
there.
like doing like a 40-some and like that 30, and they were just a complete ass about it. I mean,
Hey, I was
The
getting
one
ready to
police
pull off the
officer.
exit over here a couple weeks ago, and
Shouldn't have broken the law.
a cop or a sheriff might have passed me and got over on our exit. He was on his phone.
that's business, though. They're allowed.
Citizens arrest.
Business.
I don't know.
This
I
is a
thought about
citizens
it.
arrest.
I was going to download the app and everything, and I was going to go,
Incidentally, have you seen the video of the guy who approaches cops talking to them as though saying only things that cops
Have
say
you
to
been
people?
drinking this evening?
That is
Hey,
great.
so
been
what are
to
you
the
doing
bar?
here? I work here. What are you doing here? Pretty good video.
I did see that.
That was amazing.
That's funny.
It was uncomfortable.
Starts getting mad. He's like, "Get out of here! Get out of here!"
What is he saying? Get your ass back inside.
All right.
And he does. He leaves. He goes back to the side.
This is our announcement. February 27th, 2020, 8 p.m. Tune into the Boss Hog of Liberty Facebook page. We will be carrying, and I will be moderating, the very first debate between Don Rainwater and Bill Levin for governor of Indiana, running for the Libertarian nomination. That convention is coming up in early March, but we will have the first debate. So check it out. Follow us here. We'll put it in the audio feed as well. So if you listen to the podcast after that's over, we will get it uploaded just like we do every other time. And then you can continue to watch the podcast feed, and I think we'll have some YouTube links for the video side.
Yes.
But we have some evergreen episodes. So we will not be your content's still going to continue. You're still going to continue to get stuff while we go dark. Congratulating my guy Dakota with the arrival of baby Jackson at any day, any moment. We're getting close.
Waiting.
I hope you
getting
have
real.
twins.
This is the worst part about a pregnancy is getting to the end like this.
You're
and
starting to get uncomfortable now.
You just don't know. It's like it'd be nice if you would just let somebody know when it like
That would be really nerve-wracking.
give me a
Like,
few days.
Is it going to happen tonight? It's going to
It's
happen
not-
when
it's
I'm
not
at
the
work.
nighttime. Yeah, it's at work where I'm not signing up for pager duty anymore because I don't want to
At any
be
moment.
stuck in Westfield and then have to drive all the way back home and it be crappy weather outside or something. That's
Is Audrey going to poop herself giving birth and everyone's going to see it? Like, that's
On the-
what
on
would
the
make
baby
me
vlog.
nervous.
yeah. It's just the
What if it's
it
a
is the
girl
unknown.
and they got it wrong the whole time?
Yeah.
It
Well,
happens.
we don't have a nursery theme, so it wouldn't matter.
Would we have a backup name for baby Jackson, or is this just going to be baby Jackson?
We do.
All right. With that, I want to thank Mark. I want to thank Mason, Chase, Guffey, and congratulate my boy Dakota. Very exciting for you. Our our podcast family is going to grow by one.
Yeah. Zach Bertram said he wonders if Audrey agrees that that's the worst part about the pregnancy.
We will.
I'm gonna say no.
we will see you all for the debate in 2 weeks. You'll have a new episode drop on Thursday, the Evergreen episode. And I think right now our target is March 19th
Yes.
for the return.
Yeah.
By March 19th, I think we'll all be cutting our grass and be in our tank tops, and the pool might even be open.
I'm going to be in my Speedo.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you all then.
Thank you for listening to the Boss Hog of Liberty, which is part of the We Are Libertarians Network. I am Chris Spangle, and I am the founder of this network, and I invite you to listen to all of our shows, which you can find at WeAreLibertarians.com or by searching for these in your podcatcher. The flagship show is the We Are Libertarians podcast, where we apply libertarian principles to current events. The Brian Nichols Show is a conversation amongst Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents, as they talk about what is happening in the news. And we have many other podcasts like The Chris Spangle Show, Upward, The Cost, Raw Audio Politics, Miranda's World, and Tad Talk, which is quite a ride. So check all of these out. Go to WeAreLibertarians.com and you can check out all of our great podcasts. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at WeAreLibertarians.com.